Hello everybody, welcome to City States of Klovisa. Backslash numlock asterisk minus sign. The God War. How are we all doing today?
Sleepy.
Sleepy? Sleepy baby?
Yeah.
That's
sleepy
fair.
baby boy.
What about you, Kushim? Who's being played by John?
I'm doing rather well, John.
Oh!
Yes, indeed.
Ooh.
One of those days.
We need to get you like a monocle or an actual wizard hat or something. Yes! Oh, there we go. Oh my god. Runt, jump the gun. I was gonna get to him. Runt being played by Gibby. How are you doing? Great to hear. Meager being played by Orion. How you doing, bud?
Doing alright. Doing alright.
Oh, you moved. You are actually in your full room now. I haven't been looking at cameras after I set them up. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I like your drapes.
Thank you.
Nav, who is of course being played by Eric. How are you?
I'm being a dirty degen and setting up a soundboard for memes.
Oh god. Oh no. Well, not only did you do that, Eric, but you also sent me a Christmas gift that came in the mail yesterday, which I immediately recognized and kept.
You didn't
and
leave
did
it on the
not
couch
open.
overnight.
No, I didn't just find out that this was for me. What was it, 20 minutes ago? Nah, that couldn't have happened. But I'm gonna do an unboxing. I opened it, but I did not peek inside. So we got rid of it. See you later. Did I just hear a gnome? Alright.
Did you?
Oh my god. The auditory hallucinations are returning. Oh no. Jesus Christ. Please no. This is from Display.
No, but which one of us is doing it?
Collect your passions. Is my camera reversed? Can anybody see that?
No, we can read it.
No, it's
Yeah,
good.
we can
It's
read it
good.
Dissipate.
Oh no. Well,
This is
stream.
Display.
I'm sorry if it doesn't appear. Oh my
Looks fine to
god.
us.
Whoa. Wow, Jesus Christ, this is huge. This is a display designed to express your unique interests, created for collectors, built with passion. Thank you for being part of the Display family.
Yeah, you can skip their
Who
cringe.
says
We don't
a
care
small-
about that.
Okay. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh, there's stuff below it. Guys, look what Eric fucking got me. It has been blank sessions since the last character death. I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna hang it up, but I'm going to, and it's gonna.
That's what the extras are for.
Yeah, use magnets.
Oh, was that what they were?
Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, Displayed is this company that all of their artwork is printed on a metal sheet, and their mounting system is you just mount a magnet to the wall, and the art pieces stick to the individual magnets.
A magnet to my white dry erase board? Hang on.
I mean, you can stick to the wall next to it at the very least.
That's a sticky note.
No, that was the magnet.
It's perfect to have in the background in that whiteboard, right? Everyone can know.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that. I was like,
Oh!
this is perfect.
No.
No?
I'm gonna figure
You
it out.
okay, John?
I'm having a little bit of trouble bear, okay? I'm a trouble bear right now. I'm gonna set this up, hopefully tonight after the stream. Eric, thank you so much. This means a lot to me, and I can't wait to just...
Get your use out of it.
No, keep writing down 0 on it. That's the hope. That's the dream. It's been 0 sessions since the last character. That's what I want.
You want the satisfaction to raising it. To
I
put
want
the zero.
everyone. Oh my god, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be a multi. Oh. Guys! Who wants to do the recap? Let's get on with it.
Sure, I can.
Alright. 50 words or less.
We went to rooms. Rooms were individualized. Foe, something else, vagabond, we all went in our own rooms, Kashim decided to help one of us, which was thankfully Runt, and harm the other, which was unfortunately John's character, but the other John is a... I still don't know his...
It's not here. We may have
You.
finally done it. We may have scared him off, boys.
It was very traumatic for you. I got petrified. Gibby had to cut into a block of meat using a scalpel. I guess that's traumatic. Kashim has to realize his consequences of his own actions. And, I think Nav just got to enjoy a fight.
And we all made a friend. Guys, that was... I think that was more than 50 words, but it's close
That was
enough.
definitely more. Take 3d12 force damage.
Please.
Oh, no. I'm a
I'm
wizard.
surprised no one called me out that 3d12 is the damage erupting Earth does.
I mean, I knew that. That's why it was bullshit. But you know, I was complaining a lot last week. So
Look how far you guys came. I threw like 4 erupting Earths at you, and you guys lived. Nobody died. Look how far we've come, boys. I'm so proud. And as pride is always gonna come before the fall, we resume our campaign. It is someday, probably the last day itself of April. You all still have not seen Tyrant on Ice because Tyrant on Ice has not happened yet.
Oh my god. That was a month ago.
That was
for everyone
more
else.
than a month ago. That was 5 or 6 sessions ago. However, we are in the top of the tower in a darkly lit room with a undulating ball of energy within Kushim's hand. And as he focuses himself on the item that he wants his new friend, potentially best friend, Neat, to be, you all will look and see this weird ball of undulating matter solidify and grow and extend into that of a 3-foot long, near mace-like scepter. It is made of dark iron. It is ridged all throughout it, kind of like a Corinthian column is ridged. And on the very top of it is a crown of brass that encircles the very top of this handheld pillar. Kushim, your friend has taken a physical form.
Neat. You look very good like this.
Thank you!
What can you do?
I can! And he will explain to you what this item he has taken does. Or at least what he knows about this item. Because he's kind of confused right now. Who isn't? While you are holding on to me, he says, I will alert you of any dangers that I can detect. Mechanically, this gives you advantage on wisdom perception checks and rolls for initiatives.
Wow.
So, pretty good. Also, I am able to cast some spells to help detect some stuff. Specifically, detect evil and good, magic, poison, and disease. And I can even see the invisible peoples of the world.
Damn.
Yep, and I can
Friend,
transfer
you are
that
so
to
powerful.
you. That's not it. If you plant me down in the ground or on the ground, I can make a 60-foot radial sphere of dim light. And anyone in it, I'll help protect by 5%. Giving a flat +1 to everyone's AC within it.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I think you can choose who gets that, because if everyone gets that,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I was about to say.
Any
That's a
creature
flat-
that is friendly to you +1 bonus to AC and saving throws. Bigly. Anyone invisible within it sheens with bright light. And that works for 10 minutes. So, 100 rounds.
Nice.
That's a once a day thing, by the way. So I'm not all powerful.
Hey, once a day is a lot better than once a long
mechanically,
rest.
this is a rod of alertness. You may pull it from the DMG, but John has done a little bit of extra things that Neat himself does not know. So
nice.
Play with it.
Cool. I'm super ready for it. Oh, friend, we will be friends until I die.
We're gonna make more friends, Kushim!
Oh, good!
I don't know what that means, but I want to do it.
Does he mean like he's gonna create a race of neat people? Maybe not.
There's only one way to find out.
Simulate.
You all look at the gold that was summoned before you. How are you going to carry this out? And where have you recorded the number?
We had 7,000 silver.
No, the number was recorded on the party sheet purely so we know how much.
Okay. Let me go ahead and open that. Just to remind myself and the party.
At least it was John, who is not here, who put it on the party sheet.
Where did he record that?
It looks like it was added in total, so the party sheet has...
Let me scroll back up.
Did he put it in bio and info?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Uh-oh.
What?
Where... Was it on his sheet that he put it down?
No, it's in the party sheet. Bio and info. It says 5888 GP. We had 7,000... At the last, you had 7,000 silver pieces, 2,700 gold pieces.
Why are they in odd increments? It doesn't work that way.
He added everything together. So he added what was there to the party sheet.
I'm checking it right now.
Someone check the VOD.
I'm checking the logs, actually. Let's see.
I promise
I found it. It was 7,000.
2,700.
Yeah, 7,000 silver, 2,700 gold pieces, 70 platinum in the chat log.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and do that?
Separate that real quick.
Why did he... John!
I thought he would put it at the end, being like, "This is the gold that we just found."
Yeah, not...
I mean...
This is ours!
We know...
We have it!
we know we can't carry everything, so I think he thought it doesn't really matter if it's split. You know, because we know the total of what we got in this tower, we can only leave the tower with so much, so why make it complicated?
Reasonable.
If I had to guess.
Let's see. What did I bring?
I really don't have a whole lot on me, to be honest.
Wow.
I left my buckets downstairs with the party sheet. Maybe that's what the rest of our gold is.
Really, the only thing I have that's heavy is my mobile field well, and that's about it. Besides a crowbar, I've got a crowbar and my mobile field well.
Weight's not necessarily the issue as much as like where are we putting it.
Yeah.
How much room is there in the chest we got from the very beginning?
It was completely full.
Completely full?
Yep.
Are there...
Ryan's just taking a phone call, right? What is happening?
Are there any... There's some tables around, like, with the alchemy set, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So if I cast
Sensor's floating disc.
Sensor's floating disc, we flip the table over, balance it on the table, then put the gold out on the table to you know, so that it'll do that. Then we can fit a bunch.
Okay.
Or, yeah, that works.
That
so we'll
would
do
work,
that.
yeah. That way, even if Tensor's floating disk faded for whatever reason, it'd still be on the table.
Yeah.
Do you have a way to, like, secure the sides? Do you have, like, blankets?
I was actually gonna recommend that I would use my bedroll, and use basically the stuff from my bedroll to kind of help secure it if we didn't have rope.
You are a size small
No, we
creature.
have rope.
There's no way
We
that's
have rope
enough bedroll.
regardless.
Yeah. I've got a rope and my bedroll. Could also do it. We could do
Well,
a double thing, bedroll
having-
and rope together.
Big, thick strands of rope isn't gonna help keep coins in, right? You
Yeah,
want
that's what I was
something
recommending, a
close to
bedroll.
plastic wrap, or saran
Yeah, so
wrap.
a couple bedrolls and then wrapped, secured
Oh.
around with this rope to keep
Okay.
it sort of.
Like a Santa Claus burlap sack.
You're trying to make a sled. I understand.
Yes. We're trying to make a sled so we can ride it down vertically the tower.
Well, I have both Featherfall and a floating disc, but I don't think the floating disc will be useful in this situation, right? Because it's too heavy.
No, the gold's less than 200 pounds. The total mass is less than 200.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I have floating disc, and so that we can just jump out
Double
with
floating
it.
disc?
I have Tensor's floating disc.
Oh, then we have double floating disc then, yeah, because Meager and Kushim
Yeah.
have it.
His headphones were off,
Well,
guys.
I have
He didn't hear the plan, the concoction you guys came up with.
Ah, that's right.
All right, listen.
gonna-
See, we got 2 floating discs, right? We're gonna put them here, one here. We're gonna flip open some tables, and we're gonna wrap a bedrolls around them, show them as rope. Put the coins inside. See? Yeah.
Yeah. You can do all of
Yes,
this
yeah.
within, I'd say, like half an hour. No big deal. So someone gets a... So while Kushim is doing his ritual dance to do the Tensor's floating discs, someone's going to flip over a table, secure bedrolls around it with rope so that there's like a bathtub now, kind of, or a bathtub-shaped table. And then you're just going to shovel all the coins in?
Basically, yeah.
Alright, what could go wrong? You all get to work, and Neat is really happy just to spectate, really. You can... What was your initial arcane focus, Kushim? Was it a rock?
It was. Of course. Oh, can I affix it? Can I like have it meld to the so it's an open geode?
Yeah, I assume
top.
so. It has like a brass crown on it, so I assume you could like fit something on that. He's like, oh, what's this?
This is something that helps me focus on.
Ow!
Sorry. Be more gentle
You
next time.
do that. No big deal.
Cool.
Time passes.
We-
30 minutes go up. You are all done shoveling. Your Tensor's floating disc contraption is lifted with the strength of Nav and Runt. You're in a room with no discernible exit. What's the plan now?
Look for an exit.
Neat. Where do we go out from this room? Where do we leave? Oh, can you
Neat.
ask?
Yes, friend
You,
Kushi?
Can you answer my friend's question?
He is designated as foe in my system. I cannot.
Neat. Can you answer the question as if I had asked it?
Which question?
Is there an exit? Can you bring us to the...
Would you like to descend the
in-
tower?
Yes, please.
How would you
With
like
all
to
of
do
us
that?
friends together.
The cool
Easily.
way or the boring way?
don't forget we still have our stuff in there, Kushim.
What's the cool way?
You all watch as about 20 to 30 feet away from you, the stone wall just, sinks into itself, and all of you are hit with just the fresh air of the outside world.
Boring
wow.
way, please.
The wall immediately closes. After about a minute or so, after the wall closes, the floor which you are standing on, part of it will shift, crack. The central column, about 20 feet in diameter, excuse me, in just a big circular platform elevator will appear. And Neat will more or less audibly shout, "Why don't you hop on? We can go to the exit."
Okay, friends, follow me. Shuffle.
Alright.
To the platform.
You
I'll
shuffle to
follow
the
him.
platform. Your Tensor's floating desk should be able to fit, right? You have to play that weird geometry game of you pull it on and then get closer.
It's like moving a couch. No,
Yeah.
go back, move back, move back. Now squeeze, no squeeze, no squeeze. So
And
we
then
have
all
two
of
them.
you have to like stand around it. It's really kind of awkward, but the platform you are on will begin to descend down this cylinder of space. You can all touch the stone wall that you have been surrounded by this entire time, and the access ports will kind of just close above you, sealing off that room you were in potentially forever. Eventually you will stop. The platform will settle on the ground floor, and after a moment, part of the wall will kind of open up. Or really, a magical illusion will fade away and reveal all the stupid bullshit you left downstairs. As well as the door. The big double doors that invited you inside to begin with.
Alright, Nev, let's go and pick our stuff up.
He glomps over.
You do so.
Someone remind me, because I feel like it's been a while, but there are like lizard people on this island, right? That live here?
Yeah.
Yuki
Okay.
looks at you. A lizard person.
We should probably split up a lot of this stuff here and make sure we know exactly who has what before we head back to the mainland. And if we can't carry everything, maybe get one of their help. I'm sure Yugu could ask them nicely. Maybe. Depends how he feels.
Yugu looks at you with sunken eyes. The trauma. His permanently bloodied hands still not dripping, but just coating his scaly fingers. The blood
Is the
won't
lizard?
come off.
Did we row here with the lizard person, or did we row here on a boat?
You were
That
guided
one.
here by a weird clown.
That's
or
right.
juggalo-looking lizard dude. But he said, like, well, you
still
guys
there?
dismissed him, and he, like, fucked off to who knows where.
That makes sense. Sure.
What's the plan now, Kushim?
Oh, friend, neat. Runt had a good idea, and Runt had a good idea of splitting things up, making sure we all know who has what. I think we'll spend a couple minutes doing that, and then we'll row to shore.
Okay.
Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your boat is more than, like, 12 miles away, I want to say. Yeah.
Oh,
So you'll have to probably camp on the island before heading out.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys rode for a long-ass time. and then walked for like a day to get here.
So camp it is then, and then that'll give us time to figure out all our inventories, and maybe pop open this chest here and see exactly what's in it.
Good idea.
So I guess
see what's in it.
What chest?
The big chest full of gold and stuff.
Yeah, your own chest that you got from a rat. Do you not remember
Are you
the
thinking
rat battle?
from the top of the tower? That was in like individual coins and stuff. It wasn't a chest?
Oh
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the rat battle chest. I thought we did some battle. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy.
You are.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. You.
It's been 1 week.
It's been more than 1 week. It's been 6 weeks. You guys can walk into the woods. What's the plan here? Are you guys camping outside the tower, like in the entranceway? Or are you trying to put as much distance between you and the tower as possible?
What's the time?
Yeah, what time is it right now?
You guys got here in like the early afternoon. So, you were in there for a couple hours? So it's getting on. It's actually probably close to sunset.
Maybe we should camp here.
Yeah, camp near the tower.
Wait, isn't something coming to the tower?
I mean, we could like we could like hide amongst, you know, trees and whatnot, and like wait and ambush anyone who might try to enter the tower, while also camping here, like 2 birds, 1 stone, you know.
That's fair.
I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to travel very quickly with all this stuff we've got.
That is a very good point, friend Meager. Well, is there anywhere we can camp that's a little bit away from the tower, where we can see people who would be coming to it, just in case?
I mean, it's surrounded by forest. So you'll get like 50 feet within the forest, and then the canopy and tree line.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right,
John,
so
I'd like to hide amongst the canopy.
You go 50 feet into the tree line where you can just barely see the tower's walls, and you set up camp in the wood.
Yes.
The cradle of bramble, briar, and poison oak. You can set up camp.
Okay. We'll set up camp. We'll do no fire because of Leoman's tiny hut. Just want to.
You could rest within the entranceway, and I can close the doors.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Can we do that?
You fucker.
You literally have, like, the master key to his fucking tower, and you're like, I want to sleep outside the tower. Like, what do you want from me, boss?
It's not my magic guy.
I thought you said the fuel was spent as well. I thought that meant, like...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go camp in this tower. Neat. Do you have any defenses?
Yes!
Oh, tell me your defenses.
I can show you them.
I would prefer telling, I think.
I can't.
Oh. Can you show them in a way that doesn't hurt anybody here?
It can.
Particularly meager.
Subtract 1 platinum coin from your treasure, as a lightning bolt will immediately just slam the entranceways sandy dirt right before it, within a 10-foot radius of the door.
Kitchen. Okay. Let's camp in that inside the tower where it's safe and the doors are closed.
You all can take a short rest. The doors will lock. You will be locked in here for the night under the protectful gaze of an inanimate object.
Make sure to take off aid if you've got it.
Please take off aid if you have it.
Ooh, spicy.
Big hit dice. Do you even have hit dice left? Jesus.
I had one left because of the other short rest.
Wait,
so I used
10?
them all.
Now I
and
have to play 25.
That's fine. No big deal. You all are due for a long rest shortly. The doors will open come morning. Kushim, you will be awakened at exactly 7.5 hours after your first initial REM sleep. So you clock out, wake up immediately then. No one can wake you during that moment. Like, Kushim will not have a watch this night if you guys are doing watches at all. But come morning, you all will feel rested as you could be without... Wait, you have to take your... You have to disassemble the whole thing to get your sleeping bags out. Your bedrolls.
But we're doing it inside, so it's okay. Because the table's there.
It's great.
Speaking of, our boy's back. He's in the lounge.
Oh my god.
Boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
Swap him with Rumble Roar.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a quick break, everybody. And when we come back, we will see what's happening with John. Be right back, everybody. Hey everybody, we're back. We got Yugu back with us. Thank you so much for joining us, John.
I appeared. Yay.
Yay. When we last left our adventurers, they were trying to leave a tower. So Yugu, a little traumatized from his mental torture, awakens to look at his team. Kushim with his brand new Rod of Alertness, which ironically forced him to stay asleep. Kind of weird. You all have created a contraption, this weird bathtub made of tables and sleeping bags, to carry all of your gold on a floating disc. And now it's time to go home. You guys have to begin walking, I suppose. Is there any last thing you want to do before we leave the tower forever?
can... we've messed with that chest before, the one from the rat battle, right? Do we know exactly how much is in that? Or is it still locked?
It's on the party sheet. You opened it.
Okay.
It's your chest.
It's been a minute, okay?
That's fine.
Could we ask Neat, just for my curiosity, if there was a item meant for the warrior and the friend?
I relay that question.
Can you relay it as Kushim? I'm going to enforce this upon you guys. I'm so sorry, but it must be done.
In your head.
It's your deep lore. It's your thing.
It is.
Wizards are. Friend Neat.
Yes.
Were there
friend
any
Kushim?
other items? Oh, were there any other items in the tower, possibly meant for a friend or a foe or anyone else?
No. Those were earned by others.
Who?
I don't know. They never made it to me.
Okay. Did they leave? Oh, okay, right, okay. Okay, thank you.
You are very welcome, friend Kushim. And before we go, can we all vacate the premises and stand outside the barrier?
Okay.
I have a bad feeling.
Meager runs.
Yeah.
As you all collect yourselves outside with all of your belongings on your party sheet, split amongst you, the weight should be negligible, especially with Tensor's floating disc. Or two of them, I should say. You all will watch in surprise as you look up at this mile-long image suddenly shatter. The illusory magic that hid this 500-foot tall tower, or I guess brought more attention to it, vanishing. What you see before you is not this grand, ancient, ruined thing, but a column, more or less, that is just standing on the middle of this island. Not with, like, cool rooftops or neat brickwork that has been dilapidated over time, but a Corinthian-styled pillar that's just made of this black stone. And as you all are like, whoa, you'll see that weird barrier begin to flicker, and then pulsate. Broader and broader. And, Kushim Neat, your new best friend, will say, you all may wish to stand back a little bit further than 10 feet away.
Oh, let's go. Runs.
Yeah, how far?
I get behind Kashim.
Does anyone stay close? Is my question.
Would anyone like to instantly die? Say yes now if you would like to.
Getting to the tree line, 50 feet away, you all will watch the collapse of this pillar. It will start to fall on top of itself and then begin to just come apart in chunks before hitting the cleared earth beneath it. There will be a resounding, echoing noise. Dirt, dust, trees will be damaged in this, kicking up a obscuring mess of debris. And when the dust clears, you're staring at open sky. This monument of bird death now fallen fully.
Super satisfying end.
Fuck that place.
Let's go make new friends! Neat. Cheers.
Hooray! We do a little anime pose, I guess. The Sailor Moon.
Cheer.
Hell yeah.
Kishim puts up a peace sign. Does a little twirl.
And in this opportune moment, before we head back, why don't we go around the table and truly solidify our memories to this place that we can no longer return to? I think we're going to start with Eric and work our way up to Yugu. So Eric, Mr. Nav, the silent warrior who fought a man and an undead thing. What's in your brain? What are your feelings about this?
You're muted right now.
Rest in peace. We still can't hear you. What is happening?
He's working on it.
He's got it.
He is the mute warrior, actually.
I was about to say, normally when I mute up, but this time I was actually muted. Are we talking about the whole tower as a whole, or specifically the...
What are some big standout moments, if any?
Like... You know, we say wizards are assholes, but then we get, like, his life story, and his life story is kind of sad. You know, and it's like... God, I hate saying that fucking phrase. It puts things into perspective a little bit, but also still... Fuck wizards. Wizards are assholes. He still did this. He is still an extra bitch. But also, like, that was kind of fun.
So Nav had, like, an enjoyable experience overall. He'd do it again. 8 out of 10?
Yeah, somewhat.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
The magic missiles hurt, but, like, eh.
What can you do about that?
I was about to say, pain's one of the only things he can feel anymore, so... Might as well embrace it.
Meager, our wizard friend, you have just walked through... I won't call it a dungeon, but a clear exhibit of what a much stronger, much more powerful wizard was able to make. And this doesn't even seem to... Well, it scratches the surface of who he might have been. But what does Meager, the foe of Hephaestus, think about this?
He thinks that's very in line with, like, oh, he already knows a romanticized version of wizards and how powerful they can get. So these are pretty much in line of, like, the stories he's been told down the line. But this is scary as hell. He almost died by trying to guess which spot he should stand in. And Vern repeatedly stated his hatred of these places because people died in them. And that kind of get reinforced into Meager's brain.
So, did he have a bad time? Would he never return if he could have the chance to?
He would, actually, still return. But at least he knows the dangers, and he thinks he knows the levels of the dangers he's going to encounter from now on.
On a rating, it sounds like you're hitting the 4 to 5. Like, maybe...
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's dangerous. We learned a lot, but that's dangerous.
Mr. Runt with his brand new skeletal key. Are you pleased with what you guys accomplished this time? Do you feel like you've redeemed yourself?
Well, I don't know what I would have redeemed myself from. Runt has done nothing wrong. But I think that he feels accomplished because a lot of their goals kind of aligned into, like, this one area with, like, Sanctuary. We wanted to find Meager's mom. We also had the rat people who we wanted to kill, who are involved with the foul ones who we want to stop, which had a Hephaestus temple. So like he's like just checking off boxes on his list, and he's just feeling pretty accomplished. And like if he gets back to the Tyrant, he's gonna be like, man, we've come a long way from getting our asses handed to us by a single spell and a single rat man, and we're getting shit done, and we're getting rich while we do it.
Dang. That sounds like an upper score. That sounds like an 8 to a 10 right there, right?
It's pretty. Other than the whole fuck wizards, they're assholes. Also, some of them have cool backstories.
Some.
9 out of 10 would not come here for a vacation spot.
Very good. Kushim, you made a friend, and can you really put a price on friendship, let alone a rating? What's Kushim thinking about?
You're absolutely right, John. How can you put a price on friend? Ah, such an amazing experience. Learned so much about the initial wizard, and now I have a lifelong friend. We get to discover the world together. Ah, it's amazing. Nothing bad happened at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing bad at all.
Isn't that right, Yugu? I'm feeling preemptively we're at a 0 to begin with, but maybe we can bump it up to a 1? Yugu, what'd you think of the tower?
Oh, you know, if I could make a Yelp review, 1 star, definitely. Not a fun place to be. I mean, we start off by having our friends blast each other, just to see if it'll work. People are trying to kill themselves to stand up on platforms. Just no one respects their lives around here.
True. Well, with your permanently stained hands, Yugu, at least you've made a lifelong memento of this.
Run with his skeleton key. Nav with
Run's just Fortnite dancing.
Pointy things.
And Kushim with his new magical rod of alertness. Yugu. All
and
to show
Kevin.
for it. Bloodied hands. You all can return. Not just to the boat. Not just to Sanctuary. Well, yes. To Sanctuary, specifically. It will take, I believe, 2 days to get all the way back to the airship terminal. That is several miles outside of town. But you will get there. On May the 2nd is when you will arrive. Beat up, carrying treasure, but there are no substantial threats within this lake, nor are there ratmen right now to shoot at you from the riverbank. So you guys are basically in the clear for just 2 days of straight travel. You guys have rations still, right?
Yes.
You have more than 2 days
we have
worth?
quite a few. We have 20 just on the party sheet alone.
Okay, you have
I
more
won't need
than
one
enough.
of those.
You all make it back to town. Let me check my calendar to see if any news came in. Okay. Yes, news has come. As you all miss out on Confederation Romance Day, big sad news there, you will see quite a few people outside the tower. A couple hundred people outside the airship tower that over these past few days, through the canopy that you've been looking over and the clear sky above the lake during your boat travel, airships have been coming to Sanctuary regularly. Many people are making multiple ferries. You can somewhat recognize the boat for the most perceptive of you, or some of these boats that are ferrying things, people, apparently. As you walk down this dirt path where some Sanctuary representatives are hanging out, not the king, but those weird watchers, the sorcerer guy, Roni, the cat lady. What do you do?
What is... I'm gonna try and find someone who's like going... Who looks like they're part of I don't know, is there like people like wearing uniforms?
Yeah, you can immediately tell the difference between like someone who lives in Sanctuary just from their terribly drab clothing that serves as clothing but has no like style.
I'm gonna go up to one of those people in the uniform and be like, "Excuse me,
hello.
There seems to be an awful lot of air traffic coming to Sanctuary. I don't think I've heard the news. Could you enlighten me?"
Oh, sure. Wait, aren't you all the ones who killed the big rat guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yes, of course I can tell you this information. To my understanding, everyone from the City of Blinding Lights is evacuating.
What? Why?
I'm not sure of the reasoning, but I hear it has something to do with rats. And leeches. And crows.
Uh-huh. Well, that's interesting. Would we be able to get passage to some other airport, trying to get back on our way to Tulst, you see?
I'm sorry, I'm just a guard.
Ah, well, could you point me in the right direction of someone I could ask?
He points to, like, a big pavilion-style tent that kind of looks more fanciful than, like, everyone in what you would expect from this kind of place. And there you will find, like, the officers of the military that you've interacted with before. That you can clearly see who are engaged in dialogue with people who are dressed in robes, and some who wear armor, and others who just look important, if you were in like a Renaissance fair.
Gotcha. Then I will go up to that person.
Yeah, you go up to good old Roni, the cat lady, wearing studded leather armor with a rapier and a dagger on her side. She will kind of blink as you cut the queue with a table wrapped with petals on like a floating disc just filled with gold. She's like, what the? Hi, guys! I thought you left. You head back to Toast?
We were going to leave, and then we decided not to. But now we are going to leave, and we would like some assistance with that if possible.
Well, we don't have airships. They do. She points to the airships that are currently docked where dozens of people are disembarking from, several hundred feet in the air. Maybe you should speak with one of the captains, try to charter a ship? Do you know what's going on and why there are so many people coming here?
I just asked someone and they said that City of Blinding Lights is being invaded.
No, I meant like because you're like a Tulst agent or something. Do you know anything beyond the rumors? No.
Oh! You mean like you're actually asking me and not like that wasn't a rhetorical question?
No.
Alright, I usually people ask me rhetorical questions. What we know is that the foul ones, these creatures like pest-like leeches, crows, and ratmen have been gathering in this area.
7 people are just kind of looking at you, by the way, Ron. This isn't a private conversation at all. Just so you're aware. I don't know if you...
he is aware. He's just kind of like, cool. Just being like, yeah, the bad ones that we've talked about, they're like, you know, they're like in the area, but like I said, they're sending paladins to basically go and take care of it. It's not gonna be a problem. It's just, you know, all the civilians are being moved out, so that way no one important gets hurt, or no innocent loss of life. You know what I mean?
The City of Blinding Lights people nod in agreement. Like, yeah, that's basically what's happening. And Roni is just like, oh, this is gonna be a really terrible day. Well, that's not your problem to deal with. You all have places to be, people to see. This isn't your home.
This is true. And I bid you the best of luck. I hope everything goes well. You know, after your capture and release. Hope you're feeling better, by the way.
Yeah,
and
it's fine. You can have fun.
Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And he turns around and leaves.
Ron leaves.
I'd like to put my hands on the shoulders of my nearest companions. Friends, I have heard that we can get pretty rocks if we give people silver and gold. What do you think? Huh? Can we get a bunch of rocks, my friends?
Well, certainly we could all get 1 or 2, but maybe we save some of the silver and gold.
Nav is gonna grab some, just like a handful of gold that he has on him, and just like sprinkle it over Kushim's head.
Nice.
So he's raining in gold.
No.
It's like a shower. That's golden.
You're all making a scene in front of refugees, flaunting your wealth.
Hey guys, look at these thousands of gold pieces that we have just floating on a disc.
How
people
about we
stare
go back
at you
to
in
Tulsa?
suspicion.
Anyway, Ron's gonna go and talk to an airship captain.
Yeah. Is your party following closely behind?
Are you party?
I'll stay next to the
Yes.
gold pile, I think.
Okay. It's awkward as you have to wait for a little while before ascending a big staircase. Your Tensor's floating disk tilts a little, and
I'm not gonna bother.
some of you have to, you know, grab the table thing as your money begins to slip downwards. But you eventually make it to the top. Refugees passing you along the staircase, like, what the... Why do these people have so much money? And you climb, and climb, and climb. Until you're at the very top, where... Let's just roll a d6. Where one
really
captain is currently ushering people out of his airship. There are others coming, other ships disembarking already. But you see this one captain. It's like, alright, everybody get off. We gotta go back. Come on. Hurry it up.
Excuse me, Captain.
Yes. Oh, shit. Whoa, you guys have, like, weapons and stuff.
Yeah, we're, discoverers.
You're the opposite of a refugee.
Yes, we're looking to, book a passage to, get on our way to Tulsa.
Let's see this guy's demeanor. Is high good or high bad? Someone
High
decide.
is always good. Low is always bad.
This guy looks at you. My hometown is having like an emergency crisis. If I can't, I'm sorry. I got stuff to do. You can wait for the next bastard who's like an opportunistic fuckwit, but I gotta go.
How do you know when the next guy is gonna be around?
Nope. And he starts getting on his gangplank immediately. Begins to just walk away.
Well, don't really feel like bribing that guy, so we're just gonna have to let him go, boys.
How long do you think we're going to wait?
Guess we're just gonna have to find out as we wait here for the next airship to show up.
I mean, we have time.
We do have
shiny
time.
rocks.
Probably find a better place for these shiny rocks.
2 hours will go by before the next airship comes within view. It'll be another half hour before it truly docks, since you'll see it much further out now that you're in an elevated plane. It comes to port. Gangplanks are thrown down. People, lots of people, disembark. Many of them ignore you. Many people with very few belongings pass by you all. nothing more than the clothes on their backs.
I give a silver coin to each one.
I take his silver coin. As he tries to give it out, I slap it out of his hand and I say, "No, that's for us. That's for the Toast people who need it, Kushim. Don't you want to make friends in Toast, where home is?" Think of all the poor children and orphans in Tulst who could use that. All of the parents who gave up their children so they could become hunters.
I look down and I try to grab a fistful of silver coins.
Are these gonna be our new friends, Kushim?
I hope so. Maybe we can go talk to them.
Well, people are passing you guys to get to the stairs. Everyone sees Kushim subtly grab a handful of silver coins out of the pile.
Oh, everyone sees, huh? They all just see it.
Every one of your team members has eyes on the gold, Kushim.
I think he means like the passerby. Like they stare at him grabbing the gold as he passes.
No, I'm at the team members.
Oh, okay.
I wanted a chance. So. Okay, no problem.
Kushim, what do you do?
I'll just, I'll chit-chat and make weird conversation with the passengers as well.
Okay.
Captain.
You stall the line. People are like, "Get move on!" Other people, you just try to engage in conversation. Before people go on with their families. This weird greeting guy who's just fucking there. But the captain's the last guy out. He does a head count. And let's see this guy's disposition. Alright, this guy is much more of a snake oil salesman than the last guy. Because he is just holding a bunch of money. Or specifically, like, gems and jewelry, rather than, like, actual gold coinage. It seems like he has been bought for his services, rather than being charitable. Covered with rings, necklaces, earrings, his crew all decked out in jewels from the people he has extorted. He sees a bunch of people with even more money. And he waves at you.
Hello, sir. Might I speak with you but a moment?
I sense a business opportunity.
Why, indeed you do, sir. For you see, my friends and I are looking to book some passage on our way back to Tulst.
Oh, that's quite a haul.
Indeed it is.
How much are you willing to pay for my services?
It depends on how far you're willing to go.
If the price is right and the shoe fits.
You're saying your ship is capable of going all the way to Tulst?
It'll have to make a stop every now and again. It's not like a magical ship.
Oh, yes, this I understand. But some airships can't make the entire journey, even with stops.
Alright.
And pray tell, how long do you think that trip would take with your vessel?
Probably the average flight speed of an airship, specifically a transport one.
Alright.
Roughly 5 to 6 days.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if he would, like, be any faster or any slower.
Nope. We're chugging along.
Well then, before we decide on any prices, would you be so kind as to tell me what your name is, as well as the name of your beautiful vessel?
My name is Captain Cowman. No relation. The USS Viridian. No, it's not the United States. What should the airship be called?
The USS Viridian.
There, the Viridian. That's what we're called. It's
no,
a
actually, I think
strange name.
The USS Ulysses.
No, 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 no. That's a different airship. Under Ugares banners. That's not us.
How about USS?
Nope, we're the USS Viridian. That's us. That is us. Excuse you. You keep out of this, mister. Let's go ahead and throw on the clown music. Gentlemen!
Out of character, how much have we paid before in flight fees? Wasn't it like...
It's like 5
almost...
gold per stop
yeah.
to like the big places.
Yeah.
So like Alcazar or Tulse to the Forge of Alvin is 5 gold. It's incredibly cheap in comparison to, well, cheap for the time spent in flight, because 2 days cover over 1,000 miles for 5 gold is pretty good if you're just like trying to get something.
And that's per person, right? Or is that total?
That's per person.
Okay.
This guy is making a lot of money in the City of Blinding Lights right now, extorting people who have no option but to pay his outrageous price of all of their objective wealth to get them to someplace away from where leech monsters are trying to put leeches in their body. So he's gonna probably charge you like 20 times the price.
Well, we can try to haggle.
Sure, how do you haggle? Because he's got a lot of leverage right now.
I mean, that's fine, but Run's just gonna cross his arms and he's gonna be like, so, I'm sure that a man of your stature has a good eye, a good ear for business.
Aye?
And surely you've been making quite a pretty penny off of those in need of escape from the City of Blinding Lights.
Some would call it a killing.
But what I offer you, in addition to being paid in gold, is a recommendation from one of the heroes of Sanctuary.
Oh?
For we were the slaughterers of Old Muskie, the saviors of this. He was a grand rat who threatened to destroy this place.
You're rat
but we were able
catchers.
to stop it. Not just rat catchers, but exterminators, pest destroyers. Some of the best, even.
Well, thank you for your service. But I'm not gonna lie, this is probably a one-time excursion to here. I would never really make a business jump. And now that the City of Blinding Lights is overrun, going out of business, as you would say, there's not going to be much of a joining stop. So we're going to take
but you
this...
misunderstand. That my recommendation is not for Sanctuary itself, but with the people and the connections I have here, give me and my party here quite a bit of leverage in other higher political places. And
Can
we
you
can
go
give
ahead
you
and give me an example or an application of such a relationship?
I was just getting to that, in that we have curried favor with the Tyrant of Tulse. And should you and your crew do such a wonderful job, we could give your specific vessel a recommendation to his ruliness, and that you may be perhaps employed with better rates than you may expect.
Go ahead and throw down that persuasion check.
Okay.
So I get rid of the clown music. Oh.
15.
Jeez. Does he play the short game, or does he want to do the long con? Alright. Maybe I won't charge a hand over fist. And he will only charge you 10 times normal fare. So, 50 gold each. For all of you. Or not for all of you. Per each one of you. And he's not gonna... He's gonna turn a blind eye to all the money on your, skiff, we'll call it. your table.
Yeah. Does that sound acceptable to you guys, considering the circumstances?
We've got more than enough.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts obviously being charged 10 times, but we're being charged 10 times to stay on the same airship, and he's basically gonna ignore all of that, like, just loose change that we have. Sounds like a good exchange for a little upcharge.
Be paying with silver, though.
You have 2,500 silver pieces?
We have 7,000 silver pieces.
Yeah, we can pay exclusively in silver. And lighten some of the load.
Well, alrighty. He will take your money. I did that calculation right. Cool. Who is in charge of the money? Get rid of it.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You all, with your money, hop on board, take refuge, and fly to the world map.
Finally, it's been 10,000 years. Wait, this isn't the... What?
What map are you?
We haven't seen this map in a while.
Oh, okay. It was just loading. Like, it was pure white for me, and I'm like, huh? This isn't our world map. This is empty.
You fly from Sanctuary, leaving this hellhole behind. This poorly thought out town. This failure of a civilization behind you.
God bless.
Fucking Aaron. You fly over the city of blinding lights, not even stopping. Well, do you have to stop? No, not even stopping at all, as the city is in a mode of mass exodus. You see strange creatures below you, flying from rooftop to rooftop, some flying close to the airship itself before your captain takes you farther in the sky, and whatever kind of creature was approaching has to go back down, the altitude being too much for it. The trip to Kaltar, a local colony of the Forge of Alvin, is also filled with people. It seems that Sanctuary wasn't the only place people were going to. You will have to rest there. So that's basically where... No, you guys are paying, like, premium. He's not gonna fuck around with this shit. He does want to know how exactly you're gonna help him, though. Ron. Because you just made a bold claim of, like, we have high connections, and he's gonna sit down with you for basically the entire flight and grill you about this. So what kind of relationship do you have with the Tyrant?
Well, as a matter of fact, some of my friends here, as well as myself, have, one could say, the Tyrant's ear. Meaning we could get private meetings with him, we could perhaps, you know, send in a good word with some of his court. So not just him, but perhaps some of those who are more in charge of his financials. You know, the people who get things done, in addition to the man himself.
Well.
And as it just so happens, I've heard recently down the grapevine that the Tyrant is looking in need of more airships for use of his task force members.
Okay. If you hold on to this is a good line. That he is happy to explore with you in detail for the rest of this trip. So while Runt is distracting the captain, who is supposed to be running and operating this vessel, but is instead cahoovering with a hobbit, what are the rest of you doing, if anything?
I just want to see if my hands will ever get drier. Put them on bags.
They will constantly feel slick between your fingers.
Do they... Obviously I can see the blood. Do other people react to it?
Yeah, but it's kind of like a glance and you miss it. So if no one's like looking at your hands or they're in your pockets, like clearly not. they're not staining anything either, Yugu, which is horrifying, I suppose. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more crazy as you continue to, like, touch yourself with, like, wet hands, but they're not really wet.
It's like putty.
Yeah.
Just stuck on your hands.
Forever. How does it come off?
Does anyone...
Give him a pair of dish gloves.
Oh, just like Rivik used to have. I'll give him my dishwashing like plastic gloves that I used to wear to touch Rivik, and I'll give him the Hyugu. They're pink, and they're squishy, and they make a little splorch sounds whenever you like do this with your fingers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Whenever
Nav,
I do anything with them.
Nav and Meager, are you two doing anything?
Really? No.
Alright.
Like, Meager's just staring off in the distance, contemplating his livelihood and all that.
Yeah.
Thinking about his mom.
Yeah.
Okay. You all will arrive at Tulst on the 7th. Discovery returns. There we go. And as your airship docks at the town terminal, Calmont will give you some business cards for you to pass around, Runt.
How do you spell that?
C-A-L-M-A-N-T.
Calmont?
Yes, Calmont.
C-A-L-M-A-N-T?
Yep. Captain Calmont. No relation. He reminds you.
Of relations to what? I'll never know.
Don't worry about it.
Because it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
There's no relation.
And in Tulst you shall find yourselves. Why don't we take a very quick break here for me to get another drink, and then when we return, we will start our downtime for realsies. And also
XP,
do experience.
XP,
Yes.
XP, yes!
Alright, guys, we'll be right back for the greatest experience ever, hopefully. we're back, and we have the giggles. Because everyone knows what's in store for me, and I hate it. Guys, I've seen the other side. There's nothing there. You all return to Tulst. Do we want to roleplay a little bit before we do experience? Is there anything we immediately want to do, or are we all
John,
fucking off?
Let's be real. Let's be real. We're players. Experience is all that matters.
Fair and based.
Big
Let's
number.
do it. All right, I'm busting out the handy calculator. In the meantime, roleplay amongst yourselves.
So who's ready to finally split up shit on the party sheet, so we don't have to worry about the party sheet anymore?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
split up your gold.
6
Do that.
sessions later.
Yeah, let's do
Better
that right
late than
now.
never, right?
So
When I was talking about buying shiny rocks, I was trying to buy some lightweight things.
make
so
it
we
Don't
could-
involve me in
Uh,
this.
Yeah.
Don't, just exchange your money. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Kushima's party sheet master for right now, so he can tell us, you know, what we need to give ourselves, and then what to split up.
Oh, okay. Okay. We just split it 5 ways.
Mhm.
Okay. So everyone takes home let's see, 1,000, 100. I'm not ready for it. 8 divided by 5.
We found 3 magical items. 4.
4 technically if you include neat.
Needs his own thing.
So then 3? Because I got 1, Nav got the racist spear.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Kushima.
well, it sounded like you're asking.
Stop asking questions then, John.
Yeah, come on. I'm talking to myself. I'll be- Fuck you guys.
Okay, bye.
Everyone gets 1177 gold pieces.
Cool.
Dang.
And 900 silver pieces.
Nice.
We have some big coin pouches.
And 13 platinum pieces.
Nice.
I'm sorry, 14 platinum. Nope.
Double nice.
13.
Oh,
13.
not as nice.
Alright, not as nice. We're doing 14, but we got to see a lightning bolt.
That's okay.
And then I'm looking also.
How much silver did we get?
900.
I didn't realize there was 2. Okay, so 11. But also, but wait, there's more.
The gems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of gems.
Also, did we
Wait,
ever
did
split?
you
Did we
include
ever
the
split
platinum?
up? He did. 13.
did
Everyone
include
got
the
13.
Oh, 13, okay.
I'm gonna assume the answer is yes, but you did include Zero's money that we added to the party sheet, right, and all his stuff.
Yeah, I should. I remember seeing Toast bucks on there randomly all the time.
There is, yeah, Tulst bucks. Everyone takes home 18 Tulst bucks.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
18.
You guys
23.
distributed your gems, correct?
Gems, I think we have not done yet. I think that's
That
the
was
last one,
no.
right?
We just did that. We just did that.
Oh, okay, that is.
All right.
That's
hang
what
on.
the 1162 was.
Is that the gold's worth of gems, or is that the separated gems? Because gemstones are individualistic. They each have their own separate gold value. You can't divide that evenly, really.
When you told us, you just said assorted gold and gems. You didn't give us price for the
Individuals.
gems. So
Yeah.
Hang on. Then let's do that real quick before we move on. So, gold and gems, or gold's worth of gems?
It was gold's
it's
worth.
gold-
It was gems.
Yeah.
assorted gem and gold
Where's
mix.
your fucking
Yeah,
party
it's a mix. It says 582 of assorted gems / gold.
Okay. So half of that would have been in pure gold. So where are you separating that mathematically? Honestly, fuck it. We're converting it all to hard gold right now. None of it's gems. I'm retconning that just for the simplicity of math. Which
I mean, we probably would have done it anyway, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sold it all.
So,
unless there was like diamonds or something,
yeah.
maybe.
Fuck it. We're done. It's money. No big deal. Okay. So I have calculated your experience, included the roleplay experience. Aside from... so all of Hephaestus came into one big bundle of roleplay. You guys learned a lot. It was a lot of discovery experience. You found magical items. You found gold. I got all your treasure experience set up. Maybe... we learned something outside of the Grand Wizard of Bullshit. So I am now opening the floor to specific, like, character things that have truly affected you specifically, or your character, and I will add that to the group's total roleplay after attributing value to that. So
I have one thing.
What did Runt learn about himself or his team? Tell us.
It's a little bit more about himself and more about someone he interacted with, but it feels like a lifetime ago. But on our way to Sanctuary, we did stop at Maelstrom, and I did speak with the Prince of Maelstrom, and had a nice chat about him.
Doesn't count. Anything Ratman after.
Okay, never mind.
Yep. Ratman was his own arc. Getting to him was a nightmare. In the past 4 sessions. 5. What did Meager learn?
Meager? The dangers and the horror of being petrified. Breast Queen's mom.
Yeah, we're giving you faux experience. Let's add. There's 5 of you, right? I know how to count.
Yeah.
Okay, we're giving you guys 1,000 for that.
Ooh.
Divided by 5, which is 200.
So 200.
Yeah. You learn anything about yourself, bud?
Yeah.
What you're willing to do?
Leave the floor open for anyone else. Yeah. Yugu learned they don't know exactly why they went to Tulsa in the first place. Probably learning a little more now once they look at their hands all the time and go, man, I did that, huh? I did that because someone told me to. Maybe I could have done something else, I don't know. People are very willing to kill each other, to die. This is not good.
Yeah. Yugu on his self-discovery has definitely, on his little solo mission, found out quite a bit about who he is, and in essence, what an adventurer is. Someone who abandons their home and family, if they even have one, to go commit atrocities in the name and the pursuit of money and power. Being an adventurer has a lot of bad history and a bad association with it. So hopefully no one considers themselves one here. I like how Runt's face
immediately
glows with like an orange tint to it. So he's making a deal with the devil.
Yugu learned of his party members. Nav and Runt are a dangerous combo. They should probably not go do anything together.
Nav, did you learn anything now that your name's been invoked?
Honestly, I don't think so. Other than, like, maybe the, since this whole venture was... Other than just, like, I'm kinda cool now. I can do my job and take some hits. As we learned from the Shadow guy, maybe not even get hit at all.
Okay.
But nothing, I don't think, super impactful.
Kushim.
And then I'm willing to put my life on the line, and Buying is.
Oh yeah, you did prove yourself to be the biggest damned hero. Stepping in front of a barrage of magic missiles that if you had took fully, you would have instantly died to. You all gain big damn hero experience. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is, I suppose. So everyone, I think this is the biggest group turnout of experience in the entire campaign so far. Ooh. Everyone can take home 4,210 experience points.
Nice.
And tell us if you got a level up, because I am not tracking that shit at all. What is level 7? But... It's a lot, right?
How much did we get?
23 something.
4210.
42.
You said how much?
Nice.
I think it's 23 something.
Okay, then we still are probably off.
Yeah. Because I'm at 19.7k.
Yeah. The rat didn't
up from 15k. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
a big chunk though.
That's still. I was about to say that's still a lot.
Like, we basically just leveled up to 6 in Sanctuary, and now we're probably past halfway to level 7.
Another long rest after a good adventure.
Pretty good.
Definitely.
We got so many options. Challenge the first seal. We can challenge the first seal.
We could challenge the first seal. We could go to the world pillar and challenge the first seal.
Yeah. How are you going to challenge the first seal? I guess we'll find out after we have some long rest and some downtime to actually do things outside of being murdered and murder others and go through death traps and rest from the mental exhaustion. So when you guys get to Tulst itself, landing at the big southern terminal, what do you guys want to do? Are you immediately heading to the court? Are you going your separate ways? Just like, I need to decompress?
Runt's gonna look at the group and gonna say, if any of you need me, I'll be on the communicator, and then he's just gonna fuck off. And do my downtime thing.
Your money has not been split yet. Well, I guess it could have been split on the boat.
On the trip, yeah.
So each one of you, how much money does everybody have? Because I'm assuming like you had to get backpacks or sacks from the captain, and we're just gonna hand wave that price off.
At least 2,000 GP each, 23.
Oh my god, that's like.
I was about to say, I've got almost 26 gold.
26 gold.
26 gold.
2,600.
I probably have the least because I spent a lot of it on like the healing salves and shit like that and the cocaine.
Eric, that's 52 pounds of gold. That's like a backpack and a half.
Oh yeah, it is heavy.
You guys just have duffel bags and sacks of money and treasure amongst you, and you're just gonna walk through the streets with it.
Well, no, I'm actually gonna go. That's what I was saying. The part of my downtime was converting it, so that's why I'm pissing off.
All right, Runt heads for a bank immediately.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all of you grab a taxi or something. Pay hard currency to get there. Go to a bank. No, you probably want to spend your Tulst bucks on the taxi.
Yeah, we still have enough of them.
I was like, well, I mean, we got a fucking zeros.
Yeah.
Blood money.
True.
His
as
death
well.
money.
Leftovers.
It has been a full month since you have been paid as well, so everyone can add 60 Tulst bucks to their character sheet.
Tasty.
For more, small purchases, stuff like that. Living wage. And you can all go to a bank. How much are you converting?
How much will they let me convert is the real question.
They'll let you convert all of your gold, silver, copper, platinum to Tulst bucks. No big deal.
Okay, can I convert gold into platinum?
No. they do not have physical gold on hand in the bank.
Hmm.
You can make tolls to bucks.
But you have many party members who would probably take that exchange. Or maybe not. Who knows? I don't know what the fuck you guys want to do with your money. What do you guys want to do with your money?
What's the exchange rate again?
It's, yes, it is 0.25. So, 100 gold is 125 tolls bucks.
Definitely gonna trade in all my silver.
Okay.
Bucks.
Convert your silver into gold for the purposes
Gold
of
into-
wealth. Tolls bucks is counted as gold.
I'm gonna dip. I'm just gonna put it all in for right now.
Okay. You
Yeah,
can
I wanna
always
do that.
keep what you want. Obviously, no one's going to steal your money out in the middle in broad daylight. But yes, you may do math. Do the math. Convert. Keep track of your coinage. And do it all now so that Mr. Underground does not have to demand an audit from you all. As he does to so many other
It was
teams.
0.2, right? For the gold.
0.25.
Oh, 0.25.
So every 4 gold is 1 toll buck, or other way around?
No,
Every 4 gold is 5 tolls bucks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's 1.25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're getting more. I also have on my sheet bank gold, so I assume that you can just put gold in the bank.
It's like storage?
We've done that in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, how you put it in the bank.
Just put it in your treasure section within your character sheet. Because it's like a hard box. It doesn't go to the bank. They're literally giving you space to put hard currency in that only you can access. It doesn't become their money. This isn't like the American system. Where everyone's
okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
That is what I wanted to know.
900 silver is 90 gold, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Question on services and tolls. Are everything done by toll bucks?
Yeah, for the most part.
Including magical stuff not covered by
Magical components? Is that what you're looking for? Like papers and
not magical components,
scrolls.
but I was thinking of making scrolls, and like equipment for making scrolls, maybe magic item if I can find someone
do not
to
have
help me
the
build
skill
one.
to make magical items yourself.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's at level like 16. It's like 6th level or 7th level. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we are not following whatever the fuck the Xanathar's guide says about making magic.
Just wanted to double check.
Yeah, you're
with
good.
you.
Most like base components for like, I need paper to do spell research. That can be bought with like toll bucks. The like gems, like Revivify requires a diamond worth at least 300 GP. That is a hard currency necessity because gold is magic. If that makes sense.
What about components? Scrolls, like spell scrolls, or is that also on the lines of magic item?
Scroll making you can do, but it's like its own thing. It has just a flat cost, and I think it's like 200 gold per spell level or something stupid like that. I can't remember. I'll have to pull it up.
I think it scales.
Yeah.
So you just use gold pieces for that?
You could use toll bucks if you want, but once you get to like 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level stuff, you need like actual magical resources, which is, you know, gold pieces steps in for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
You're like, I need this one really specific magical ink made from like fucking griffin's blood or something. Like, you're not gonna be able to find that with like play money.
Okay. Good to know.
Like a web scroll, you could probably get off pretty easily. Invisibility. Second level stuff, simple stuff. Just look at the material component of the spell and be like, can I reasonably get this at like a modern city? If the answer is yes, then yeah. I probably won't go against it. Cool. Has everyone converted their money if they want to? Can we move on to cooler stuff?
Good.
Alright, so everyone, first day back, goes to a bank. Then they go where? Where do they go next? Are we splitting up the party? Are we heading back to debrief?
If we have a debrief, we should probably go there first.
Bryce should probably do a debrief. So to the Tyrant's Court you go.
After the debrief, guys, do you mind if we visit Zero's grave? Or if we inquire about that?
We could ask about it. I had planned to do things on my own after we basically get the go-ahead to split up, but obviously we need to be together for this brief. So if you want to do that with us, I suppose, but I might be off doing something else.
What's happening?
Yeah, I have free time. I can meet this Zero.
What's left of him anyway?
Well, that's great, yeah. Pay my respects.
Good idea, friend.
We go to the debrief, John.
Alright, there you will find your boy, the Tyrant himself. He stops what he's doing as you guys enter his courtroom. And as he stops communicating with whoever was talking with him in queue, he just stands up. The other guy, like, backs down. Says, "Gentlemen, I have to go talk with these people. Excuse me." And he will just leave. And you all will more or less follow him and Ozark and a retinue that just kind of, like, falls in line. And as you guys go to the snack room, where a enslaved crab is playing his heart out as another caged crab turns music sheets. What music do we want for this? Let's do this one. A little bit soft jazz comes out of his magical piano. The Tyrant is kind of in casual mode right now, and he sits on the corner of his desk, his bodyguard behind him. Just Mezza's in the room, hanging out with Ozark. And there's some guy in, like, tiger print outfit just hanging out. Interested, all of them, to see what you have to say, to give you a report.
Hello. Been a long time since we've seen you.
It has been. How are you, Runt?
I'm rich. Never felt better.
Ah. Glad to hear it. He looks at the rest of the silent crew. He turns to you. How was your first outing? You have blood on your hands.
Yeah, we went to a tower. It was bad. Honestly,
Ozark nods his head sagely.
Just happy for
I'm tired to meet this person. New friend for you.
I'm sorry?
There's a new friend
his rod.
For you.
A gift
Name
for
is
me?
Neat.
Tyrant offers his hand for it. And Neat, in your mind, is just going, "Don't give me away, Kushim. You're my only friend, Kushim. Don't sell me to this man."
Oh, friend, I'm sorry. I can't give it to you, but this is a friend. Neat, please say hello.
He does not.
He doesn't want to say hello right now.
The Tyrant slowly lowers his hand down.
Just so you don't think
you like
Kushima's...
consciousness.
Yeah, just so you don't think that Kushima hasn't gone crazy. There was some sort of construct.
The tyrant laughs at that one, Ron. That was a really funny joke. You should.
Anyway, there was a construct living inside of H's tower, and it converted itself into an item of some sort that now lives inside the staff that Kushima holds. Run's then gonna get really close to the tyrant and whisper and say, "He made some sort of lifelong pact with it."
Huh. Okay, Ozark, you want to go ahead and start casting Identify? The wizard cracks his hands, cracks his elbows, cracks his neck, and then slumps to the floor. Everyone...
Typical Ozark.
And
classic Ozark.
as his body kind of does the Exorcist, where it's like the waist goes up, and he starts shambling towards Kushim. Kushim, what's your immediate reaction? Is this normal, or is this like some freaky Exorcist bullshit, and you don't want part of it?
What would not be normal about this?
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I hold on to it, but I allow him to touch it.
Oh, he doesn't need to touch it. He's just like circling you. Just bouncing up in this macabre show of human puppetry. It's super weird looking. And Tyrant is just, oh my fucking god, we got the library one. We need, I hate these simulacrums, guys.
But how have things been with you? You know, I got a message from Rivik. Something about a tyrant on ice? What's that about?
You can check out the recordings. I'm not gonna address it ever again.
Oh, that bad,
He looks at Nav before his eyes land on Meager. Meager, who seems a little more like a sensitive case, is like, your mother has joined us fully. She was unharmed by Irithil.
Good.
We ensured that she was not traumatically scarred or physically assaulted by the Ulathan. She has set herself up in one of Ozark's laboratories. We've been helping her with her acclimation to our city. She's quite a lovely person. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that, but...
Yeah, I think Nav signed it to me, but it was kind of weird.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Your mother?
When he said it?
Oh! He said...
No,
Nav, you can speak now?
Nav, no, he like...
They made out,
like this
kind of.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Nav and Negan's mom kind of made out, yeah.
I was trying to not say it.
They would have done more if he didn't have that armor just around him.
One of the first things we do for any,
that.
like, civilian employer, or civilian employee, I should say, or contractor, we make them take a course for that kind of behavior. We don't accept that here in Tulst.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And apologies for that, Nav. We didn't expect her to... He just shakes his head without words. Speaking of, can you communicate still? We saw you doing some like hand motions, but Shade can no longer access you specifically.
He's just gonna point at his throat and be like...
Yes, we...
Oh, he can say 2 words. Go ahead, show him, Nev.
Fuck!
That's a strange verbal component. Yes, it's neat.
Oh wait, no, actually, neat is that, and he points at Kushim's staff.
The tyrant dismisses the craziness about the item. He thinks it's just like a new arcane focus. Nav, we've come up with some ideas that we want to run by you while you, I assume, take a break for a couple days, weeks. I don't know what your plan is, but Ozark has this wacky idea of reversing a detect thoughts ring circlet and just like putting it around you somewhere so that you can emit your thoughts instead. I'm not sure if that's what you want or if there's some other option available, but we'd like you to communicate as a normal being again. Okay. How's everybody else holding up?
We went to Maelstrom, and that sucked.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we almost died.
Have a message for me? You're among friends here, right? Uh-oh. Does he remember what happened 12 weeks ago?
No, I do not.
Uh-oh.
But run
while he seemed to be processing that information, speaking of Maelstrom, did Zero's body get here safely? And was he buried?
He is. John thinks, where did Zero originate from? What city was he from?
I
can check my
I think.
Dead. Oh, was he from Cancelar?
Oh yeah, didn't the Tyrant give me? He didn't, or not the Tyrant. The Prince of Maelstrom didn't actually tell me anything. He gave me a letter, didn't he?
Oh, I think that sounds right.
I think he told you something and gave you a letter.
Well, he
But it might have
asked
been,
me about. I know. Yeah, he asked me about the Tyrant. Like, is there anything else I need to know? And I'm like, I told you everything. He's like, okay, give this letter to the Tyrant. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he does have that Batman-esque mystique about him.
Yeah,
Or
but
really,
I have not opened
say,
that.
Just like stubbornness.
I have not opened the letter.
Okay. Do you pass it off?
So,
Was it?
yes.
Cool. You hand this waterlogged letter to your boy. He looks at it. Nods.
This is from the Prince. He thought you should have it. Might be a little bit delayed if it's like news or anything like that. But, you know, here it is.
He will pocket it rather than open it before you all. As John switches the music up to get a little bit more jazzy. He looks to Meager, who is waiting for, well, a response about the dead. Maybe a little less. Maybe a little more somber music will come on. Zero had no immediate next of kin that we were able to locate. He was from Cancelar. We buried him. Well, he's interred within a monument of our fallen. Have you all been to the graveyard? There's a special graveyard here in Tulsk that's normally only hunters are interred at. We have made the decision to put any fallen who could not be buried who had signed wills or next of kin to decide their remains. We instead have put them there as heroes of humanity ought to be remembered someplace where they are amongst their kin or kind. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Yeah, I would.
Is this like a unanimous thing? Does everyone want to go?
The party says yes.
Okay. Before we go, I'll take you there myself. Is there any other part of this mission we wish to speak about, or anything urgent?
I think we told Shade, you know about the pit, where the foul ones.
Yes,
keep coming.
We will discuss that later when there is more time. It is not urgent. This is not the first one we've found or dealt with. Come, I will lead the way. And you all will take a unknown side passage of this pillar. This path leads you through the court like normal, but it goes down a little bit, down a floor, beyond where the dormitories are, the armories and locker rooms, and playroom is, I suppose. The sparring chamber. You all come out to a I guess, viewing platform made out of this red-hued rock that is seemingly growing out of the earth itself. And as you all get to outside, so you're all looking at the open sky, there's no stone above you anymore. The rock itself will just kind of whoosh down. Ozark will tell everybody that his ritual was interrupted and you're all assholes, and then leave. He will literally just fucking anti-gravity himself back to the entrance, having followed you out. Yep. And like a weird gymnast, hands on ankles while doing this weird backflip, will just spiral and donut, somersaulting over himself, back to the pillar, back to the court. And you all will land on the ground. It'll be a rough, like, small jump off of maybe 3 feet or so. But you'll get to the ground, cross through a section of fence that just sort of opens itself up as you all approach. Anyone with perception above 15?
Nope. Not on this team.
Not on this team. We're all blind as fuck.
Yeah.
The gate will open, and after about less than a quarter-mile walk, you all will come face to face with a graveyard's gate. There's no immediate path. It's kind of guarded by shrubs and decorative trees that block line of sight intentionally. I'm forgetting the actual name of those kinds of trees. Oh well. You'll enter the graveyard fully through this secret, idyllic entranceway and see a rolling hill of tombstones, of markers, of monuments. You will even see some mausoleums that stand apart on their own little sections of property. There's a lot of dead here, and each one, each marker, each stone, even every little plaque has been cleaned to perfection. This place is immaculate and beautiful, and so artificially well maintained. It's hard to imagine it. Most people in this world shrug off the dead. They burn them, throw them in the ocean if you're from Maelstrom, leave them in the street if you're from Maelstrom. The other places are kind of like, we have to cremate them. We don't have space in our dinky little city. People from the City of Blinding Lights have more ornate rituals, but for the most part, everyone is ambivalent towards death. But here, in this one section, dedicated to hunters and huntresses of the world, it's marvelous, I would say. and the tyrant leads you through this field of the dead. Are any of you doing or looking or splitting off? Or are you just kind of taking it all in?
Just following at the moment.
Did he say he was taking us to Zero's grave?
Yes.
Or just... okay. Nav is paying attention to the route he's taking.
We continue.
Somber atmosphere around you, you all move towards the centermost, I guess, structure, statue, strange outcropping that is the clear center of this graveyard. And there in the middle is a nondescript humanoid, intentionally faceless, intentionally sexless. An androgynous figure stands above, maybe going 15 feet tall, on a heavy plaque with a very large greatsword in one hand, holding out its arm, gesturing towards the city, which as you turn you can clearly see. He leads you from this central marker all the way to the north, closest to the north gate, where a grave awaits you. Somewhat cleared of others, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. There are 7 others that are nearby, about 18 feet separating each one. He goes to beyond the first row to the second row, where there is a plaque built on a concrete platform, I suppose. Very small, very quaint, but there are flowers growing beside it already that says 0. Kind of non-explanatory. There is a symbol of the city's crest upon it, just slightly below the name. If 0 had a last name, it would be there too, but you never gave me one, so sorry.
So, is this where everyone else is?
Yes. He gestures to the one that many of you would pass. The first ones of Deermund and Bepa being the most the most that stand out for you all. To Meager, not so much. To Nav, not at all. To Yugu, not at all. But to Runt and Kushim, you see Deermund. You see, you see Bepa. You even see Revik's name on it.
I was honestly just about to ask if I see. I'm gonna look for Revik's.
There are 3 rows. There's 3, and then 1 that stands kind of alone right now, waiting for others to join it. But Revik is that last one. These are all dated to the best of their abilities to my account. Not so much like when they were born, so X to X, but just like when they died.
Yeah.
If they can't track when you were born, then it's kind of...
Ron's gonna go up to the Revik one, and he's gonna take a knee and look back at the tyrant and say, "So, did you hear how it happened?"
I was there.
Tell us.
Later. And he gives you guys your moment to grieve if you grieve, to be done if you're done, to close the chapter that is your interaction with a warrior who was surprised, ambushed, and led to his death by a hobbit amongst you. What are we all feeling as we're looking at the dead? Sad? Angry?
I didn't realize there was this many already.
Wait, Rivik's dead?
Yeah.
He's got a tombstone, bro.
Revik's dead.
Yeah.
Run's gonna take out. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'll go ahead and play. What is it? Going Home? Is that right?
Amazing Grace, how sweet.
You bust out your music.
Sounds. But Run's gonna take out an arrow, or two. He's gonna take out 2 arrows, and he's gonna hand one to Kushim. And he's gonna just beckon him over and say, "One for you, and one for me." And Run's gonna plant an arrow next to Revik's grave as a symbol of his marksmanship. He's gonna take the bow that Revik gave him, the last thing that he did. He's just gonna string it around his shoulder, looking at the grave, down at it, at the one person who was about as tall as he was. And he's just gonna give a salute.
You salute the gravestone of Revik the Frog.
Pick out 2 pretty rocks, give you one near the headstone.
I'll fight the one near the headstone as well.
Wait, Revik's really dead?
Yes.
Is he? Like...
We're in character, John. I'll tell you later. However, his death date was 7 days ago. The 30th of April.
Well,
The same day Tyrant on Ice happened.
Nav is gonna go up and pat the headstone.
You pat the headstone.
Rivik would have been happy to know that we killed another rat man.
Meager?
Meager is hanging his head. To 2 of his former teammates that he didn't meet for too long until their passing. Knowing that they might have died for a good cause, and like hoping that they did.
And I suppose we'll end the scene there with Grim. Well, maybe not so grim. The honoring of the dead being taken place. And as John waits for Amazing Grace to finish, which he's playing for the stream, if you guys don't have your sound on. I guess, what would you like to do? The day is yours. How long do you want this rest to be? Because as time moves forward, news will occur as well.
I have a question. How long does it take to learn a new skill or become proficient in a new skill?
250
months, if not
days.
years.
How long would it take to gain proficiency with shields?
Months. But if you start using them more in active combat situations, despite the detriments that come with unproficient stuff, then, you know, that will increase greatly.
Okay, because Runt was gonna either learn perception, or attempt to, or depending on how long it took, gain proficiency with shields by dueling with some Ulathayans for practice.
Yeah, it would still be like a months-long affair. This is not easy by any means. The fastest proficiency you can possibly get is firearms. Yeah, shooting a gun, you can learn in a month, definitely. But, like, learning how to block as skillful as a warrior who has spent his life training in a short amount of time is no easy feat. Unless you have a feat called Shieldmaster, in which case you do. Or somehow if you become a fighter.
Well, that's basically what I want to do with the majority of my downtime. So if we have that much downtime, that's what I would like to do.
You will get a great chunk done. Especially, or if you actively use shields without the proficiency, the invisible experience meter that John has set will increase exponentially.
Okay. Then I will do that.
Alright, well, what's
I'll
everybody
add
else
a shield
doing?
to my inventory.
Have you guys come up with, like, a time frame between yourselves?
No.
Are we just gonna take all of May off?
I assumed
Are we
that
doing
we were
week
going
by
for catching up.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point of this too.
Okay.
Then how long is that?
I mean, I would say like let's catch
Like a whole
up
month?
unless news
Uh,
happens that we.
the
want to
Ray
involve
team is in
ourselves
June. The political team is... They are still within May. They're in May 20th. So you guys can spend anywhere from 13 to, 20 some odd days doing this.
Take a
Okay,
month,
question.
go to
You
June
take 2
2nd.
weeks, 3 weeks.
We can do 3 weeks. Does that sound good?
Yeah?
If
What's up, Christian?
What do you want, John?
If I spend 3 weeks blindfolded, training my other senses, would that give me and attuning to neat, finding my way around the city? Would this? How would this affect maybe getting perception skill?
Let's look at what the perception skill is. It's noticing things. Definitely. Spot, hear, or otherwise detect the presence of something. Now, Neat is a magical item dedicated to making people alert to, like, threats. I think with that help, you can get quite along in the proficiency, but no one's ever going to learn to master a skill in 3 weeks. It's quite literally impossible. But if you keep it up and use it in like active situations where you could be in threatening situations, like this will help you.
Tell me how to train it. I'll do that. Going forwards.
That's your job, buddy. I'll give you hints.
Train yourself.
But this is definitely something that will get you on that invisible bar meter. Fucking try and dodge traffic with a blindfold on and a magical item telepathically communicating with you. Like, yeah, that's gonna help you be able to know your environment a little bit better, rather than bumble around with your bug eyes. You are a blumbler.
I go Tim, go Tumblr.
Got him, Dumbler.
Got him, got
Tumblr. That's good.
Speaking of Neat, you will all kind of recognize that he has lost his ability to speak vocally. Maybe it was an aspect of the tower. Maybe his new form doesn't have that auditory projection that he once did. But for the most part, he just now telepathically communicates with Kushim. And is usually in just stunned silence at all the sights that he is seeing. He is processing so much. And he's living in a very new world and environment, and is just kind of along for the ride right now.
Question.
Fish out of water, if you will.
During all this time, can I attune to Kevin?
The Ioun Stone? Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Cool. Kevin is now mine.
He hovers around you at all times. Kevin is a bro, and he will stop you from being surprised. Through some means. Whether it's like a electrical charge in your head that he just snaps your attention and makes you forcibly focus on something you should be paying attention to, or by physically doing something to get you out of harm's way.
I like to imagine that there's just a little sound that plays whenever like Runt will be attuned to Kevin, and he's like trying to practice with his shield, and whenever he needs to like dodge something that he's not aware of, you'll just hear a little sound that kind of goes like, "Whoop!"
As long as it's all in your head, it's perfectly fine, and god damn it.
You like that build-up?
I love the build-up, but I knew it would be coming.
Oh, gosh.
I thought you were gonna do a Metal Gear Solid sound.
I wanted to do the Roblox hey sound, but I don't have that on my soundboard. Like the hey!
You need the Lego
I thought that was
City
Lego.
hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Hey! Another man has fallen into the
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City.
I need to hit up Nav real quick, because Nav, there is a magical trinket that Ozark has concocted. He has hijacked somebody's circlet of detect thoughts that was kind of just chilling in the armory, and has reversed the spell effect on it to emit thoughts instead. It is a very weird item to train with, or to use, because, like, you're thinking all the time, and to, like, actively project something and not just burble out thoughts is a test of concentration for your mind.
My mind specifically.
Yes, your mind specifically, Mr. Himbo, who is Squirrel! It's very much the up dog collar, except you can kind of put it on your wrist or on your neck or anywhere you want. It's a circlet that can shrink in size. Is this something Nav is interested in using or implementing? Or does he have his own? Okay. I don't know how we're going to determine your mastery of the item immediately. Can we just get, like, some kind of check for you doing it?
Some kind of check?
Yeah. No one communicates perfectly when you're suddenly a telepath. So, what would be, maybe like a persuasion with intelligence or wisdom, or maybe...
Wisdom...
Some sort
saving
of
throw, maybe?
But you're not being affected by it.
Okay. Wisdom check, then?
Sure, if you can sell me on something. I'm willing to listen.
My thinking is it's not really intelligence, because it's not like... Don't think. It's just more of like... minding, I guess.
Maybe like
I don't
insight, thinking about what you're thinking about.
Putting mental restraints on yourself not to say stupid shit. Like walking past someone in a hallway and then just blurting out, "Nice ass!" It would be kind of cringe and weird. Your Mac OS voice. Jesus.
Wow.
I'm fine with insight.
Yeah, if you want to do
good?
insight, yeah.
I mean,
You're
I'm not
inciting
proficient
yourself.
in it, and I don't have any skill in it, but...
Okay. It's going to take some getting used to, but for the most part, you can communicate what you want. Sometimes things will slip out, and I'm going to let you determine when.
When that's appropriate.
Yeah. Meager and Yugu, is there anything you'd like to do?
Actually, so for the 3 weeks, I want to spend, I don't know, maybe an hour each day, just going to check on everyone. Like, oh hey, you're alive. Are you doing anything cool? Okay,
you find
bye.
Kushin just slamming into walls.
Oh, I'll see you later. Sorry, Kushin. And with the rest of my free time, can I spend? I don't know how much money I need to spend, but I just want to get like fauna of the area and mix them together with like alchemist and herbalist supplies.
Wait,
like
fauna or
plant
flora?
Roots,
Flora.
Flora. Yeah. Did I say
You
fauna?
just fucking.
Fauna.
You said fauna.
Yeah.
I just want like
Yeah.
rabbit and
We're
just
just
random.
grabbing cats and-
I just want a squirrel, you know? Just some random squirrel, it's fine.
I want to see what happens if I put it.
You cut out for that last.
Yeah,
bit.
I'm sorry. I accidentally hit my mute key.
Oof.
Yeah, how much would that cost me? Honestly, I just want to buy plants, roots, flowers, bulbs, things.
Not a lot. Are you looking to like make poisons and shit?
If it ends up doing that, yeah.
Like-
Or to learn what is around the area. That makes sense. Like, oh, this is
So-
poisonous, so that is edible.
Yeah. Are you fishing? I don't know what you're looking for here, because what you're describing to me is you want like an herbalism kit, and like an
Are you
herbalism
being a lizard man?
proficiency. Is this like, are you gunning for something here, or if you just want to buy a shit ton
no,
of
no.
plants, you can?
Yeah, honestly,
totally.
I just want to buy a shit ton of different
Okay.
plants
Yeah.
and stuff in the area. Like, oh, that's edible, that's not. This burns when I touch it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you want to just go out to like a supermarket or like a market booth and just buy stuff that's already harvested. Most people don't sell the bad stuff, right? They'll always sell you things that you can like use optimally. I think Yugu wants to like go out into the forest near the town and like harvest plants and get stuff.
I pay someone to escort me to do that safely?
Yeah, totally. The surrounding wood line has been cleared of all spirit beasts and like fucking monsters. You guys are in like a 50-mile radius of like fuck all. There's like animals and stuff, but for the most part it's just, you know, wild animals. You're a bard. You have magic. You have you can summon the thunder, baby. Do whatever the fuck you want. Scare off a bear. Yeah.
Wait,
Murder the bear.
I have, what is it? Unseen Servant? If I'm actually going to go out and collect stuff, could I ritual summon them a few times during the day?
Are bards ritual casters?
Yeah.
Then yeah, totally. No big deal.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and give us a survival check at advantage. And we'll see how much stuff you can have. And then we'll just like, okay, yeah, you're fine.
What do you want?
You knock it out of the park. You can basically have as much shit as you want. And if you're looking for something specific, just tell me.
Okay.
So you know. Indiscriminate plants that you've harvested safely. Put into pots? Question mark? Are you trying to keep them alive, or is this like...
This more for experimentation. I take
Okay.
them, see if they're edible, see how they feel. Maybe
Yeah.
they like shoot out liquid when you cut them. Maybe it's red, stuff like that.
The
Like-
most toxic plant that you will stumble into and be warned about by like an actual guide, just like a civilian woodsman, who's just like, yes, these lands used to be crawling with spirit beasts, but since fucking tyrants showed up, they're all fucking dead, and now everyone's taking wood walks. and getting in tune with nature. It's like,
well, yeah, I like it. It's very nice.
Super
out here.
dangerous that people are just kind of going out into the woods, finding plants and mushrooms and just sticking them in their mouth. The most dangerous thing is a type of fern brush that grows here. It's called razorweed. It is a both paralyzing plant that once you like brush against it, it like numbs part of your skin and it bleeds you. It has very sharp edges. It's surprisingly sharp. Bare skin, it cuts through. Thin cloth, it can do that as well. So be exceptionally careful if you ever see anything. It is noticeable by its red-tipped, ferns.
Thank
Fern
you.
leaves.
So make sure not to touch the pointy ferns.
Yes. And if you're ever surrounded by it, back the fuck up. Because you are now in like a maze of death and you should retrace your steps. And I guess we move to Meager now. Mr. Meager.
Okay, first off, learning spells.
Alrighty, let's hear it.
First off, clairvoyance. I want to try to learn that one.
What is that level?
Third level, divination spell.
Okay, Ozark definitely has it. So, let us roll a 1d100 and tell me your intelligence score, not modifier.
My intelligence score is 16. I got 68.
Almost.
Hang on, I think that is just barely within range.
Oh, he almost got the funny number.
Wait, yeah, I was talking about almost the funny number, yeah.
Okay. Well, you're... No.
My nut?
I've given him too much power, and I don't regret it.
And that's only one button.
That's only one of the 5.
Oh shit, what am I doing? I'm trying to do fucking math. 16 times... What is that in percentages?
What's the formula?
I don't want to tell you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
DMC.
That's okay.
Have you tried carrying the 1?
Shut the fuck up! 5, 10, 15...
I think that means no.
Okay, you're good. Your range is, I think 75 and over is what you don't want.
Okay. In that case,
yes.
earning clairvoyance.
Please roll days. 3d2. Because I'm going to stop you guys at 3 weeks, which is 21 days. I know.
4 days.
Yeah.
Which means your rest will end on the 29th is when your rest ends.
Can I just say, I'll let everyone know every week I can make them something if they need it to like cast a spell or they want a thing for a few hours. I can make them a small thing.
Can you make me an outhouse? 4 days, alright. That is...
I can make you a toilet.
1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 11th, you will learn clairvoyance. What else do we have?
Next up would be another third level spell, haste. Because I need to be running a lot, and I just can't run that fast, apparently. So
Fair.
I need haste.
You want... I mean, Expeditious Retreat is also really good too, for just running.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that's a first level. That's a haste is really good for like combat. Because
Gibby player, chill.
Okay, I'm just trying to help him.
You know what? Instead of haste,
give him more
I'll go.
options.
You know what? Haste would be too much. I have too many third level spells already. You're right. Probably Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
If that efficient with the DM.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. That'll be my last first level spells.
Roll 1d100 again. Don't roll above 75. Okay, you can learn it.
Nice.
2 more days, 1d2. Alright. So on the 13th is when you'll learn Expeditious Retreat. Cool.
And then the last spell would be Blindness Deafness.
That's a 2nd level, yeah?
Yes.
Roll me that 1d100. Oh, you cannot learn it. Can you please roll me a 2d2? Alright, so on the 15th you will slam your head into your tome for whatever reason. Meager. The concept of this spell is beyond you. You can't even figure it out. You're like, how the fuck am I supposed to take somebody's sight away? Holy shit.
Like, it's their sight. How?
Yeah. The concept of seeing through another person's eyes is too much. Ugh. Maybe next level.
Yeah. That's it for spells.
Okay.
Next up is covered by my mom, visiting her regularly and also to give her the apothecary kit.
How are you doing, my boy? I've been making potions non-stop from this crate.
I'm good, mommy. In the tower that we explored, we found this really advanced kit for apothecary tools, and I wanted to know if you would want them.
Oh, what gift? I haven't gotten a gift since Mother Appreciation Day.
Mom.
Which is actually the 8th of this month. Which was the day after.
I would have visited her during that day then.
Okay. Does anyone else go visit their moms during Mother Appreciation? I say, looking at the murderers amongst you. You go to... Wait, we'll retcon. This is a meeting where you give her the gift. It's the chemistry kit, right? That you found in the tower?
Apothecary kit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she'll take it. She'll be like, oh my god, I thought you'd forget. You made it back just in time. I don't know why I turned New Yorker into Southern Baptist, but she loves you. She hugs you. She thinks you're the best son in the world, and she thanks you again for coming to save her from a fucking rat man who enslaved her to make potions.
You're welcome, mommy. Then how many days do I have left? Because that depends on what I...
On the 15th, you failed blindness, deafness, and you guys are scheduled to be done on the 29th.
Oh, I have plenty of time then.
Yeah, you have 2 weeks.
I'm going to attempt to write a spell scroll for locate object and dispel magic.
You have locate object and dispel magic.
Yes, I do.
John checks your character sheet. Okay, cool, you do. Yeah, so spell scrolls. People have done it in the past. We have a way of doing them. There's a gold cost to make the scroll, which is based off the spell level itself. Scrolls. And then there is an Arcana check to make it itself.
Yep.
The DC is determined by something. I think it's determined by your DC, actually. Your spellcasting DC.
I thought it was plus the spell level. Or is that dispel magic?
That is dispel magic. To make a scroll is slightly different.
Okay.
No, that's to copy. You're trying to make. So what you're doing is trying to infuse your magic onto a piece of paper. Or a special vellum that will burn and activate your magic. rather than, I'm just copying the spell formula, John, so that I can channel later. So yeah. It's kind of ridiculous if you think about it, because that means, like, the better wizard you are, the harder it is to make spell scrolls. But remember, the spell scrolls are going by the caster's DC, not just whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So, you know, if Ozark made a spell scroll, it would take him a couple tries. But man, if he got someone a 9th level chromatic orb spell to cast, like, holy shit. That'd be insane.
Yep.
Anyway. So, you are... What scroll are you trying to make? Blind and stuff? No,
first off, locate object.
That is second level?
Yes.
Okay, so it is 100 gold, not 200 per spell level. So, 200 gold for materials and components.
Okay.
You can use Tolspucks for this, by the way.
I will use actual gold pieces.
Cool.
As I already have some left over.
Cool. And then you need to make an Arcana check against your spell save. Wait, no. This is locate object. Does this have a spell save?
No.
Probably not, yeah.
Then fuck it. 10 plus your level, or spell level. DC 12. Go for it. Okay.
Come on! Is it like one and done, or can I spend 200 more gold pieces to try again?
Yeah, you can make another
3 days.
Yeah.
I can inspire you if you find me beforehand. I don't know if you would think of that, but it's something that can...
You are a divination wizard, Mr. Portent.
Oh, that's right. I would have a... What's my portents?
Nice.
Well, we're keeping the one no matter what.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Right. That one's too good.
Yeah. My portents is 11 and 10. I'll be using those for the next 2 times I make the spell scroll, and using the rest of my time to make both
locate objects.
Locate object, 1 locate object.
Okay.
And then 1 spell magic. I don't know how you want to do the spell magic because it's equals. You have to make it to the opponent.
That one we do your spell casting modifier, because you'd be like trying to make the dispel magic as strong as possible, right?
Okay.
You can't really be like, oh, I'm trying to fucking fuck with this, but like, I need to overwhelm some motherfucker's magic. Then I am
specifically looking for Yugo to inspire me, not on the making of it, but on the spell level.
You can't make a scroll in 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Bardic Inspiration would not affect this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then is it just 1 check for dispel magic?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think so. When you cast the effect, it's just 1 check, and it succeeds the sucks.
Yeah.
Then I'll use the portent 11 on that check to make it a 17.
You plus 5? Yeah, you're fine. You can do that with your 10, dude. It's only DC 14. You're Gucci, brother.
I don't know.
No, you're good. You're great.
Use
That's
both
what
portents,
you are.
then spending a week to recuperate my portents.
Okay, subtract 200 for a failure, 200 for the success of locate object, and 300 for dispel magic.
So 500 more from what I already subtracted.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 700 in total.
Okay.
Powerful, powerful magics at your disposal.
That's it.
All right. That will take you days to accomplish. John's just going to do that for you. And he's going to give you all news. We will skip ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go to the 19th, which is when the raid team returns to Tulst. There have been a lot of developments in this month that some of you have been paying attention to, others not so much. But definitely things we should talk about. One, you missed Confederation Romance Day, no big deal. Mother Appreciation Day came and went. NPCs we don't really care about. So, apparently, down south of Alcazan, the rumors around the water cooler that Kushim's been picking up while blindfolded have told him and informed you all that there is a colony being constructed to the south that the raid team is more or less lording over. And wouldn't it be great if some of you fucked around with that? There is opportunity now for investment as an unknown objective is being pursued with this colony's building. So maybe there's a resource down there, maybe there's... who knows, but a brand new area of the world is now accessible for exploration. 2 days later, the declaration around the city is discovered that Moolah has been overrun by a fungal forest. The entire territory is covered in spores that has been going on for who knows how long. It's not like this happened overnight, but to Yugu, this is like worst case scenario possible. Your family in their bunker only has so many decades worth of rations to survive on. However, will that go?
Trapped by mushrooms for days?
Yeah. No one is sure what the fuck is happening over there. This is like sudden news to the city and is being discussed about by the tyrant, who wants to know like what's going on, like to which, you know, anyone from Moolah is being called up like, hey, have you heard anything? And of course nobody has, because no one goes to Moolah. Why the fuck would you? There's nothing there. And everyone's kind of in a state of confusion. They don't know whether to care or not. Is this like the weird world thing? Or is it like something malicious? No one... The general populace is kind of like, what the fuck? The 19th... Destry crew. Who remembers Destry? Who's been to Destry? Nav, Runt, Kushim, Yugu sure as fuck hasn't. Neither has Mr. Meager. Destry, the known civil war that is happening between Fresnoth and the Overduke, who is the puppet leader, who's being supported by ya boy. Fresnoth has upped the conflict significantly. No one is sure why she is now being like super ultra aggressive with the Tyrant's task force and her own population. But things are not looking so great, even with the technological superiority that your forces have. Clerics, specifically, are swinging battles with fireballs. Randomly, enemy combatants, specifically, are detonating into suicidal radiant blasts. Tulsa is now, like, taking actual losses, like deaths are occurring, where it used to just be like, oh, we're gonna go stop and pressure Fresnoth's forces from obliterating her own people, to now, like, our outposts are being struck and we are getting pushed back to the city limit. Not looking too great. There are talks in motion about upping the operations there from you guys specifically. Or at least people who are on the task force. And that's more or less it. Yeah. More news to come.
At some point I would like to... I don't think we ever said that we told the Tyrant or Ozark what happened in the tower with the Faceless. I feel like we want to tell them, and also want to know if he's recognizes either peace or this other god, or anything like that.
Ozark knows a lot, and he will intercede you, Kushim, as you are the secret smith. So you're trying to like schedule the tyrant meeting sometime during this downtime, and instead Ozark shows up. So Kushim, what do you say to Ozark? You inform him of.
Friend, we were in the Tower of Faceless and we learned a lot. We learned that he killed a god, or helped kill a god named Peace. He helped found the wizards.
That's a dumb name.
He maybe that he eventually killed himself. Have you heard?
Pretty brutal. I know of the Faceless. I sort of stole his title. Or I claimed his title, I suppose, back when I was a thing. And not the ancient, most accomplished wizard of known history.
Do you claim it from him, or after
no,
he died?
I just sort of gained it. It's not like a... Becoming a lich isn't like a wrestling match. You don't just go up to a lich and say, "Blast, I've got you now, bitch!" And then you magic missile them into unconsciousness. It's a process. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Have you heard about this god named Peace?
Not by that name, no.
What about this other god? And I give the description of the other one.
You're blindfolded. You can't see him, can you? I can't describe him making faces at you. Give me a perception check or an insight check, your choice.
Oh, well, given, you know, the whole thing, let's do it. Perception. Let's try and do this.
Oh my god.
How does a 5 work for you, John?
It's a 5.
Do I get advantage because I'm trying real hard? Oh shit, I have advantage because of neat.
But you'd have disadvantage for being blindfolded.
Well, okay.
You hear the tangible pause that hits you like a hammer, but doesn't inform you of anything specific. Maybe Ozark's just thinking really hard right now. And eventually he says, "I don't know that one. What was his deal? Who saw this vision? Can I speak with them?"
Nav was the one who saw this, right? Was it Nav? Or was it Meager?
It was Meager, I think.
I'm sorry.
That was Meager.
Meager! I mean, he was the one who saw it.
Okay, I'll go talk with him and try to read his mind.
Good idea. I'll come with you.
You hit a corner of the wall, and he does not help you at all, and at one point he's like, he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Meager, while you are hard at work, sometime during this week, scribing down stuff, like 2 Ozark simulacrums will show up upon you.
Oh, Mr. Ozark, sir, I'm just making a spell scroll. How may I help you?
I'm here to judge you.
Okay. For what?
He looks over.
For my spell stroking?
No, because you keep fucking around with time to make yourself better at things you're not good at.
Is it messing with time? I thought I was just having
Yes,
visions.
it's marginal and minor at most, but you're drawing quite a bit of attention to yourself. Did no one tell you that fucking around with the fabric of time and space is an incredibly easy way to get killed by the planet?
Really?
Yes, you kind of are brute forcing it. I need you to chill. Not to stop, but you need to start manipulating it a bit better. The horse boy, you know him? He's a wizard of your caliber. But, incredibly strong and handsome. Objectively, he is beautiful.
Okay.
Have you met him, Paradigm?
I think I've heard of him, but I haven't had the honor of meeting him in person.
Oh, there's no honor in meeting that one. Just disappointment. Anyway, I bring this up because he too has now figured out how to fuck with time and space, and both of you need a warning. Be careful manipulating stuff. The more events like this, the world won't care. Like, oh, you're just making a scroll, no biggie. You'd eventually make a scroll anyway. But if you say, fuck with somebody's demise, when someone's on the cusp of death, and you decide to mess with that, quite a few entities will be alerted of you. Be careful, Mr. Hager, what actions you influence. This one Ozark that is distracting you will stop at one point after about a minute of this warning. Cross his arms, look up at the Ozark that has positioned himself behind you, which you are now, like, turning, as he, like, lowers his hands down.
Was this a test to see if I cast shield?
No. The other Ozark says, and as he lowers his hands down, they are awkwardly, almost alien-like, put on your shoulders. And as he starts to give you, like, the most terrible back rub / shoulder massage ever, he just whispers, "You're doing great. Keep making your scrolls.
Okay.
Your contributions have been recorded." And he kind of, like, brushes your cheeks after that with his thumbs. And then leaves immediately.
Oh my god, I almost died, I think.
Don't fuck with time! He just fucking...
Okay.
They leave. They fucking leave. And we will find out what Ozark learns from your memories later.
So I continue to write.
Awkwardly writing. Shall I just skip to the 29th and see if anyone...
Can I have my downtime?
Oh, yes, of course. What was... I thought you were... Yes, let's see. What do you want, Nav? What do you want to do?
Fucking,
I'm sorry.
You don't have to say it like that.
What do you want? You asked for so much. You want to speak? Now you want to do other things too?
Now you want to use the speaking that you have? What the fuck?
I feel like King George III. What can I help you with?
So I got one thing ticked off. You ticked off one thing for me.
Okay.
I do want to ask around about the first seal. I say ask around. I think he would go to the library first.
No need. A report will slam onto your door. Specifically, what the Ray team encountered when speaking with the first seal.
Oh.
Go watch the VODs, Eric, is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Basically, he's a giant asshole who seems to be planning the assassination of either a giant lobster or a dude somewhere in the Forge of Alvin.
Very specific. Okay, then we can kind of hand wave this one. Like, I didn't necessarily want this to be a big thing. But Nav is going to either buy a bird and then kill it, or I'm just gonna take like pot shots at some pigeons or something until I kill one. But
okay.
I'm gonna take the bird corpse because I specifically didn't have my moment with Zero's grave in front of everybody.
Do you want to go?
Because this is an introspective thing.
To Zero's grave? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Zero's grave and I'm gonna put the dead, hopefully mostly intact bird corpse on his grave.
Oh
in
my
memory
god!
For when he caught a fish
and a fishing pole.
What what day do you go to this? Like, what is this, like immediately, like that night you come back?
No, it would be like 2 or 3 days after we first got back.
Cool.
First seal.
You find a stork.
Zero's grave.
Fucking blasted out of the sky.
Okay, and so since we're back in the city, Nav is gonna go to like a fucking club.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What happens when you are stopped at nearly every single door by every single bouncer for wearing a full suit of plate mail armor, and they refuse to let you in? Oh god, it's lagging his entire system out.
No, he's gonna mind voice. Just gonna be like, yeah, like it's stuck to me. I can't take it off.
Yeah, give an intimidation check with advantage as you speaking with your mind.
Probably don't need that because I am
Let me in.
proficient in intimidation.
Let me in. Just every time you it's just echoing like you want into this club so badly.
Let me in.
Oh my.
Let me in.
Oh my god. If you promise to DJ, they'll do it. They just want you to speak now.
And so first thing he's gonna do is order a drink, because that's what you do when you first get to the club.
Yeah. So, like, everyone makes room for you to do this. It's not like so you bump people who are just, like, in the way, and they're like, what the fuck? But you can do it.
So he's gonna, like, get his drink, and then he's gonna... He forgot.
Oh.
So he's just gonna, like, dump it on his head.
Okay.
And in his mind, he's gonna be like, suit, suck it up. Suck it up. Let me get drunk. Does the suit suck it up?
No. Of course not.
He's gonna keep trying.
With no suction.
No, you've said fucking shit's gotten sucked up before.
Those are healing potions.
Liquid is liquid.
Yeah, the healing potions are a magical substance that wants to get into you. But like alcohol...
I would argue that alcohol is a magical substance.
It's a magical substance that wants to get into you.
Yeah, I would argue that.
You can try, but fermented liquor does not have the same substance as cure-alls and panaceas of magical property. I'm sorry.
Okay, and he's gonna
if you really want to get drunk, you know how to actually get water in your lungs. and that is through drowning yourself or fully submerging yourself for over 4 minutes. That would be your way. If you really are desperate to get drunk, you have to go full on scuba diving and get Kushim to cast breathe water on you.
We're not that desperate yet.
Okay.
But he is going to very sadly leave the club because he could not get drunk. Because now that we're not in mortal danger, it's setting in. Or now that we're not on a mission and we're back in leisure time, it's fucking setting in, boys.
Yeah. And even without a perception check, you are going to notice people looking at you all the time. Your armor detects threats, whether you realize it or not, while just being in danger, since you were actively seeking them. But you don't really close your eyes anymore. You're always looking. You're always seeing. Your view is much wider, too, from what it used to be. You can't close your eyes. You don't really sleep. You just sit still for hours. Being conscious, but also needing to be still is torturous, Nav, when you are alone. But at least you have fun with your circlet. Is there any... well... what do you do with all the extra time of being awake?
That's a good question. I'll have to think about that one. For right now, we're probably gonna say he's fucking going crazy until
becoming stir crazy for 21 days. Your big ass fingers, your sausage armored fingers, can't really let you write or do anything cool.
Let's see.
Covered in metal. You pass off as a statue for a while.
First seal. Getting drunk. 0. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Challenge the first sale.
Challenge the first sale.
Gotta get my info first. Okay.
I'll give you a rundown after the show of what is known and what is unknown. Does anyone else have any short things? Because we're over our normal time, but I can go a little longer today and finish up this so that we can get back into the action.
Actually, I didn't think about it earlier. Are we using the scroll rules? It needs to be of your class to cast it?
Yeah.
Or can I get... okay, never mind then.
Okay.
Could I borrow from Nav the fishing rod of 0 one of the days and just like fish and visit with my mom?
I don't think
your mom is not allowed out of the court itself.
Damn.
She is
then fishing.
Priority target for any other government who now know that there's an actual alchemist within your city.
I probably then invite Nav probably and the rest of them to go fishing in remembrance of 0, who I never got to go fishing with.
Never got to. As if you didn't have your choice.
Yeah, you chose. You chose not to go.
Oh no! Does Kushim hold this against him? Still?
Forever and always.
I'm sorry, it was the first day. I did not understand.
You're learning spells, I get it, wizard.
Friend Kushim, wizards can't have friends. Don't trust him.
I'll go with you.
I'll go to.
Let's make it a day, yeah? Go fishing, get something to eat. Maybe we'll have a drink. Sounds fun.
You guys want to do that on your final day? Your final day of rest?
Yeah. That sounds fitting.
Okay. Any last minute conversations or things to hang off? Or maybe that's just a good best cliffhanger. 5 teammates, each with their own circumstances. One blindfolded with a rod of alertness. Another who has glued a shield to his arm. Yugu with a sack of random assorted plants he has been searching for. A wizard with the fishing pole. And Nav in his armor. You all stare out to sea on a harbor dock looking for storks and herrings. And I suppose with that, we will end tonight's session. Tomorrow, we will be having a special episode. I guess we'll be just chatting, as the streamers say. It's going to be open mic night. Anyone can show up for as long as they want. Talk, shoot the shit. We'll be kind of focused on the campaign thus far, since we have begun entering our second arc, more or less. We know most of our characters. Now it is time to see how you guys affect the world. Many of you will have 4th level spell slots eventually, and those start to change the game, as it were. So, any shoutouts, any things?
Shoutouts to our boy, Go Tim Got Tumblr.
Got him, get Tumblr.
Got him.
Shout out to our boy.
Oh, wait. I have something topical for this.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy, it's soundboard time.
You need to boost that soundboard.
Time.
I don't think the stream can hear it in its glory.
Shout out to soundboards in the chat.
Alright, we're going. We're leaving. Fuck.
Shout out to Eric.